What's up, ninjas? CC2 has done it again. So as you may have known, some new gameplay came out in a brief interview with some dude from Namco Bandai or some other bullshit. But during the gameplay, the dude skipped over some really important screens that showcase the new types of characters for Storm Revolution. So on these screens we see Ultimate Jutsu type, which Naruto seems to be tied to, Awakening type, which Sasuke is tied to, and we have Drive type, which Sakura seems to be tied to. So starting off, let's start with Ultimate Jutsu type. So these are the only people who can use Ultimate Jutsu, so that's kind of a relief, and that's kind of a bummer because we all like to use Ultimate Jutsus, right? But getting into this, all these different types rely on a storm gauge. I think it's the same gauge from Storm 3, that little gauge that pops up when you use support. I don't know if it's different from the support drive, but whatever. So by using your support, the storm gauge increases, and when you have 80% or more chakra, you can pull off Ultimate Jutsu. Like, that's the combo one, as in Naruto and Sasuke. But then when you have a maxed out storm gauge, you will proceed to use a team Ultimate Jutsu, where that's the one we know from Storm 3, the orange OP as fuck one. Yeah, so that seems to be interesting. Next, let's go on to the Awakening type one. So according to this, these are the only characters who can use Awakening, and I'm kind of excited for this because it seemed like characters who had late game awakenings like Sasuke just felt shallow as characters because you really couldn't use your true potential as the character until the end of the game. So this new type basically serves justice to people like him. So when your character loses health or you deal damage to people, your storm gauge increases for an awakening type. So like your awakening 1, you have 2 awakenings and you flick the right stick to change between them. So your first one is basically like an instant awakening. Once you have 1 bar on your storm gauge, you can do that. I don't know if it's a different combos for him, or it might just be powered up, like, you know how you get the blue aura. So the awakening 2 is the big awakening, the one that we all like. You need max bar to do that, so you would need to hold down triangle once you have max storm gauge, and you could go Susanoo and just fucking rape people. So this seems to be a pretty cool type or style. I like to say style, so that would be my favorite style, because I just like awakening and shit. I just like using my trump card when I'm in a tight situation. So the next type we have would be Drive type. Warning: before you use Drive type, please be reminded that it is represented by someone who is completely useless. So Sakura is attached. People with Drive type are like more strategic, it seems to be, and their gauge pretty much increases just by using your support. So, and support Drive 1 ability is when you have 1 bar, you'll be able to flick the right stick and change your attack and defense supports in the middle of combat. So say if you want to change your attack person to guard, you could basically change that in the middle of a battle when you have 1 storm bar. So the support Drive 2 is when you have maxed out storm bar. So both of your drive types can be activated at the same time on the battlefield. I really don't understand that part quite yet. I don't know if it means that you can use both guard and attack at the same time, but you can't block and attack at the same time. So kind of don't understand that, but this seems to be the only type of person who's I feel like this is connected to relay in some sort of way, but I don't really know. And this is the only type that can use the support drive. So yeah, that's the more strategic type. So I feel that these types just bring more diversity and style, and when it comes to play style, just crafts a more unique type of play style that people use, because it can describe your personality almost. Like, you could be a drive type person, ultimate jutsu type person, awakening person. So one note I do have on that drive type is that I could see that being misused so many ways. Like, I could see somebody picking attack when they have all their subs, and then when they have no subs and they want to be a little bitch, they could just go back to guard. But like, once you a bitch, you always a bitch, there's no changing. But with that drive support, it could be a little bit trouble. But I'm happy about that ultimate jutsu one, and that's really all I have to cover. Hope you guys liked the video. Tell me which style or type that you think would best suit you in the comments, and what you're hype about. I mean, this game is looking pretty promising after I've seen this, so this has got my hopes up for Storm Revolution. CC2 might pull this off after all. Alright guys, Anime Analyst signing out. Peace.